Welcome race fans to OMG's video update for the NeSmith series. NeSmith, powered by Crate Racing USA. This episode we'll introduce you to Built Edge and Penton Raceway down in Penton, Alabama. We're also going to recap everything from Smoky Mountain Speedway, the heat races, the features, so sit back, here we go.
I'm Bill Edge. 1981, I started racing a little bit, and we built this track for me, a practice track, because I was racing. All right, and I'd say 3 or 4 months later, my dad wanted me to, since we had this track, he wanted me to start running it to make money, try to make a little money. And so I'd say probably 4 months into when we had it built, we started racing on Sundays. And we raced about a year on Sundays, and then we wanted to go to nighttime because it was harder to keep the track right during the daytime. So the next year we come in and started running on Friday night, and from that point on, we've run every Friday night because there's so many tracks around in this area, you can't compete with everybody, so that's what we started doing. And from then, it just growed and growed, you know, to right now. Oh, I guess in about 91, 92, we started having different sanctions up here. We had Southern All-Stars, they run a long time up here, and that was in the super late models. And then things got so expensive, we had to start going back on it. And the NeSmith series, it was called Storm Paved. About 5 years ago, Mike Vaughn started talking to us, and we got into with the NeSmith series. And from that point on, my son got into racing, and we started racing in crates, and it's less expensive than the supers, but it's turned out to do pretty good around here in the South. We have been with NeSmith now, I'd say 4 to 5 years, I'm not sure, but I think that is one of the best series for the money, for people that's running late models, you can get into and you can afford it. I'm just proud to be associated with NeSmith series.
Tommy Kerr outside of him in the 4T. Here they come, rolling off the 4th turn. They approach the starting box. They're in it, they're on it. Green flag's out, we're racing. Side by side into turn number 1. Kane Hickman on the inside, Tommy Kerr on the outside, gets the better bite off the 2nd turn. He'll lead the field down the back straightaway into turn number 3 with Kane Hickman running 2nd. He's trying to close in on Tom Maddox in the 119 car, the number 7 car of Robbie Moses holding down the 6th position. Off the 4th turn, Anthony White in 3rd, Tom Maddox in 4th, but Shannon Lee, the general, trying to reel him in. Just past the halfway point, 7 laps down, 5 to go. Tommy Kerr still leading Kane Hickman as they come off of turn 4. And we've got caution on the Speedway. Got one turned around on the bottom of turn number 2. 7 laps in the books. Tommy Kerr brings the 4th turn. Green flag's out. We're racing. Hickman looking to the inside of Kerr, but Tommy Kerr will shut the door in turn number 1. Anthony White running on the high side. Got 2 cars together in turn number 2. That'll bring out the caution. Kerr rolls the field into turn number 4, picks up the pace. Green flag's out. Tommy Kerr out in front. Kane Hickman couldn't find the room he needs on the inside. He's got a run on him into turn 3. Kerr shuts the door down to the bottom of turn 3. Anthony White rides the high side in car 10X as he holds down the 3rd position. Maddox in 4, Shannon Lee in 5th. Now going underneath Lee will be the 4 car of Mike Smith. Mike Smith back up into 5th. He and Lee exchange a little sheet metal down the back straightaway. Shannon Lee trying to come back underneath. Marling's advantage into turn number 3. Hickman trying to close the gap, but he's going to run out of time as Tommy Kerr takes the win. Kane Hickman will finish second. Anthony White in third. Fourth will go to Tom Maddox. Here they come. They're in it. They're on it. Green flag's out. We're racing. Brian OMG from the outside the front row grabs the lead with Greg Martin in second. Greg Martin coming from the inside of row 2 up into the second spot. Brian OMG will lead lap number 1. Greg Martin second. Bobby Giffen in third. As we're just past the halfway point, 7 laps down and 5 to go. Looks like the best battle on the racetrack going to be up front for the lead. Martin looks to the inside in turn 3. Down to the start-finish line as we got 9 laps in the books, 3 to go. Here comes Giffen. Look side of Martin. Martin gets into the back end of the leader, coming off of turn 2 and spins OMG. 2. So now Martin to the back of the pack with a long row to hoe with 3 laps to go. So now that'll shuffle up the order. Brian OMG your leader. Now Bobby Giffen in second. Turn number 4. 3 laps to go. Green flag's out and we're racing. Brandon Williams looking to the inside of Brian OMG as they race off at turn 2. Go. Field shooting down the back straightaway. They'll see the flag this time by 1 lap to go. Brian OMG out in front. Brandon Williams second. Bobby Giffen third. Steve Cook in fourth. Gathan Burns riding in the 5th. First driver on the outside looking in. Here comes Greg Martin challenging Mark Tice for the 6th spot, but he may run out of time. Checkered flag. Will take the win. Brandon Williams second, Bobby Giffen. They come rolling through turn 4 as they approach the starting box. They're in it, they're on it. Green flag's out, we're racing. Wheel to wheel into turn number 1, and on the outside the front row, Jason Welsh will take the lead. Patrick Dugan gets out of shape in turn 2, but somehow, some way, here they come. They're in the box. Green flag's out. This time Rosner grabs the lead as Welsham pushes up the racetrack, and he gets the wall and collects more cars off of turn 2. Back out on the Speedway. Turn 4. Green flag's out. Racing. Mark Rosner out in front. Dan Brewer in second. Patrick Dugan in the 3rd spot. Then the 35 car of Todd Kaufman in the 4th position. James Kelso, first driver on the outside, looking in the 5th spot. 6th will be the 5R car of Chris Ritchie. Kaufman looking into the inside of Dugan as they battle for the 3rd position. Brewer now between Patrick Dugan in the 15th. Kaufman riding comfortably in 4th. White flags in the air. 1 lap to go. Mark Rosner takes the Stinger House car down into turn number 1. Brings it off a 2 down the back straightaway with the 6-car length advantage over Dan Brewer in the B7 car. Checkered out this time. Bob brings it off 4. The win. It'll be Dan Brewer in 2nd. Patrick Dugan finishes 3rd and 4th. Into the starting box. They're in it. They're on it. They're in it. They're on it. Green flag's out. We're racing. David Earl Gentry grabs the lead in turn number 1. They'll go 3 wide for second. They'll go 3 wide for second. Turn number 2. Chase Watt. We're wheel to wheel. Door handle to door handle. Door handle to door handle. Spot. For the Mark Vineyard on the inside. Vineyard on the inside. Tina Jake Teague on the outside. Teague on the outside. Will take over the second spot in turn 2. As Mark Vineyard. Teague slides up the banking. Opens the door for Vineyard. Opens the door for Vineyard. Vineyard right opening is the caution flag is out on the Speedway. Out on the Speedway. Got one for 10. Brings out the caution flag. Brings out the caution flag. The car turn. Gets the car Matthew Turner if he does not finish in the top. He is the first driver. He is the first driver. Gentry brings him off the fourth turn. Brings him off the fourth turn. Green flags back out. We're racing. Teague works his way underneath Vineyard to keep that second spot. The car pushes up the banking, pushes up the banking, down the back door for Vineyard on the inside. Vineyard on the inside, trying to race underneath, trying to race for second. He'll wrestle away the spot in turn 4. Flag is in the air. Flag is in the air. Brings it up. Gentry brings it up. Take the win. Here's your battle for second. Here's your battle for second. Vineyard will finish second. As Chris Wilson brings them towards the starting box. Here they come. They're in it. They're on it. Green flags out. Field thunders into turn number 1 as they break out 3 and 4 wide. Mid-pack. Down the back straightaway. Chris Wilson out in front. Looking to the inside. It's David Crabtree in the C5 car. 3 of the pack as they thunder down the front straightaway. It's Wilson, Crabtree, Weaver, Trammell, and Hunter Best, your top 5. David Crabtree in second, Randy Weaver third, Jason Trammell in the 4th spot, Tommy Kerr 5th, Hunter Best holding down the 6th spot, Mike Weeks in 7th, Marth Rosner 8th, David Earl Gentry in 9th. Chris Wilson down the front straightaway as he closes in. On the cars, on the tail end of the lead lap. First car in front of him will be the 47 car. A 24 cars still running on the Speedway. Working lap number 10 as Chris Wilson clicks off the 10th lap. Still Crabtree in second with Weaver in third, Trammell 4th, Kerr in 5th. Steve Cook and now Crabtree has closed the door. Randy Weaver right with him. Weaver going to look to the outside in turn number 4. Wilson goes to the inside as Steve Cook as they race down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Cook gives the inside groove to Wilson, but Wilson still can't get by him. Now Randy Weaver will go side by side with David Crabtree for the 2nd spot. The leaders stacked up. They'll go 3 wide off of turn 4. Randy Weaver moves around Crabtree to take over the 2nd spot. Now he's looking for room as Wilson desperately trying to put Steve Cook down. He clears him down the back straightaway. He'll bring Randy Weaver with him in the 116 car. Now Weaver beginning to look for racing room. So the battle up front for the lead. Weaver looks to the inside, can't make the move. Now Chris Wilson has a little bit of open racetrack in front of him before he reaches the 47 car as Shannon Lee. Randy Weaver is once again in heavy lap traffic. Now Chris Wilson trying to get underneath Shannon Lee in turn 4. They'll race side by side down the front straightaway. Race leader Wilson on the inside clears the 47 car. We've got one coming off the pace on the high side of turn 2, and that'll bring out our first caution flag. Turn 2 to bring out our first caution flag with 20 laps. Matthew Turner back out on the Speedway. Time by 20 laps in the books, 30 to go. Chris Wilson out in front, brings them off the 4th turn. Here they come. Green flag's out. Weaver up on the outside. That's how, oh, we got trouble in turn 2. We've got a multi-car pile up in turn number 2. Several round first, and then it was on. Chase Edge's car involved, Brandon Williams involved up on the side of the racetrack. Rosner pulling away in that 17 car. The 35 car, Todd Hoffman involved. He's pulling away. So Mark Rosner being ticketed with a caution flag. He'll go to the tail in turn number 3 as Chris Wilson will bring him off the 4th turn. Green flag's out. We're racing. Wilson leads Weaver and Crabtree into turn number 1. Crabtree still alongside Randy Weaver. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Tommy Kerr tried to work underneath. Jason Trammell for 4th. He'll take the position coming off the 4th turn, but Trammell trying to come back on the outside but can't make the move. So Tommy Kerr moves up to 4th on the restart. Chris Wilson still your leader with Randy Weaver 2nd. David Crabtree 3rd in the C5. Tommy Kerr 4th. Jason turn 3 brings out the caution flag. 3rd caution flag of the single file order once again. Chris Wilson, your race leader in the 10W. Randy Weaver in the 116 running 2nd. David Crabtree in the C5 in 3rd. Tommy Kerr has moved up to 4th in the 4T car. Jason Trammell in the 90J running 5th. Into turn number 4. Here they come. Green flag's out. Tommy Kerr looking to the inside of David Crabtree, and we got trouble in turn number 2. Mike Weeks spinning around, collects 6 other automobiles. Dan Brewer involved. Brings the field into turn 4. Here they come. Green flag's out. We're racing. Mark Vineyard steps to the outside of David Earl Gentry. Kane Hickman inside of Jason Trammell. Kane Hickman will move into 5th. Vineyard still working the outside, trying to get alongside David Earl Gentry as they battle for the 7th spot. Chris Wilson continues to lead. Randy Weaver, David Crabtree, Tom. Now Wilson's opened back up, a 3-car length advantage over Randy Weaver as they shoot down the front straightaway to click off lap 47, 3 laps to go. David Crabtree still holding down that 3rd spot with Tommy Kerr in 4th, Kane Hickman in 5th. Here come the leaders down the front straightaway. 48 down and 2 to go. Here come the leaders. Lap traffic could play a role in this one. Here's the white flag. 1 lap to go. Shannon Lee in front of Chris Wilson on the final lap. A lap car in front of the leader. Randy Weaver 3-car lengths behind. Wilson carefully looking for room in turn 3. Wilson and Weaver is on the high side. Looks like he may be off the pace. And the win will go to Chris Wilson. Randy Weaver in 2nd. David Crabtree 3rd. Tommy Kerr in 4th. Sales Auto Sales Machine. Chris, how's it feel to be in victory lane with the NeSmith Chevrolet Dirt Late Model Series?
It feels real good. Last year we come out here, our first race ever, and won this Chavez Memorial Race, and he's a real winner. I mean, what I hear from him, he was a real nice guy, and it's an honor to win. Both years they've had a race to, commemorate him. We've won both of them. So, I'm just thankful for Dale, my dad, and Junior Brown, Josh Gunner, and just all those guys to put this good equipment under me, just so I can go out here and do this.
Well, a clean sweep tonight, fast time. You led all 50 laps. It looked like it got a little tight there for a while in lap traffic.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to be patient with those guys. I mean, it was getting a little dusty, and you could hardly see the flag, the flagman. So I mean, it wasn't their fault they wasn't moving up. They just probably didn't know we were there.
All right, here he is, winner for the 2nd year in a row, the Chavez Memorial, Chris Wilson, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, first of all, on the start of the race, we finally got into 2nd, and first, I want to say congratulations to Chris Wilson. He's a good friend of ours from our hometown, and my crew chief and him's best buddies. And He's a youngster, but he's going to be something to reckon with. He drove a heck of a race. But we got up there, and I think we was better in a certain part of the race than he was. Definitely in lap traffic, I was more maneuverable than he was. But when you're the leader, you're always at a disadvantage not knowing which way to go. But we did get up a little closer, and I thought we was going to make it something interesting for the fans. And our motor started getting hot, and we was blowing a little water on the tires and not making excuses. I couldn't beat him anyway, but that kept us from being up there within a couple car lengths with him at the end. Track was really good. It was smooth and slicked off like it usually does. The changes they made to it, I don't know, it probably improved it some, but it just got everybody up on the track more where maybe the fans could see them. But, you know, for NeSmith to come in here and have 41 cars and, you know, all these people backing it, I mean, hopefully that's a sign of a road to recovery for some of the local dirt racing.
Yeah, we've had a pretty good car when we unloaded it. We won one down here last week and led all the laps last week to the white flag on the second feature, and we was pretty decent. We sat on the outside pole, and we had a pretty decent run. We just a little off in 3 and 4, and hey, we'll just regroup and try to get them next time. The cautions didn't really bother us much. We just missed it a little down in 3 and 4 and couldn't get across the corner, and that's just, you know, pretty much how it ended up. Randy got by us, and them guys are tough down here when it's slick, so we done all right. We ended up third. We'll take that.